What is wrong with Yoda? He looks like the Cat in the Hat's taint. No, it looks like if the Grinch and Cat in the Hat had a love child.
Oh.
Mike Myers, Cat in the Hat to be exact.
Oh, God. Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat and Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Yo, Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat, though, that's a good movie.
What?
I love that movie.
I loved it when I was a
second
kid.
that.
I loved it when I was a kid. But when I was about 15, I rewatched it and thought, this screams 2004.
Well, in escaping the
I was like thinking that in my head, like, wow, this is really dated.
You still have
So I don't like it much anymore. But I love the Grinch still. I still love the Grinch, and I'm pissed that they're making a new one. An animated Grinch movie that's pretty much just Despicable Me. That's honestly what it is. It's Despicable Me.
Even the boss fights, you just force push that.
I still don't get why they have cowboy hats. Or maybe they don't, but they look like they do.
They really look like they do. I can see like the
weird.
tank controls at work here.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
The idea of analog control is actually not a bad idea. It has worked. Ape Escape did good enough. I personally thought Grab by the Ghoulies did a good job, and Rise of Honor was actually pretty good too. That's a very underrated game, but it does not work with tank controls. You need to have free move and use the triggers to. If you use the trigger buttons to control the camera, that works. But that's not what they do here. So,
Like I said, I can commend the idea.
well done.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, on paper sounds awesome, and in execution it can work. It just didn't this time. Like, they just didn't take the right steps to make it work in this game.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when tank controls were people realized that we didn't need tank controls. When 3D games first started, that honestly felt right. Like on paper, that sounds like the way to go. Was tank controls. I worked with Tomb Raider and Resident Evil and a couple other games.
Worked with the Metroid Prime series.
Yeah.
Did it? I'm sorry, that I did not agree with.
I'm kind of mixed in between.
Like
That's really like a mixed bag. Some people don't like it. Other people are like. If you got to do tank controls on the GameCube in a first-person shooter, do it like Metroid Prime. Okay, it may not flow as well as you want it to, but like that is the best utilization of tank controls in that type of game that I've seen in a long time.
I have to humbly disagree. Because if it came out on the N64 where there was only one analog stick, I would totally get it. But the GameCube had two analog sticks.
Yes, master.
And that utilization kind of went out, actually was dated even in 2000, before the game came out. So honestly, when I was playing Prime, I felt like I was playing an N64 game. If it was on the N64, I would totally get it. I would actually think that was really cool. But it's not. It's on the GameCube, and other games that already utilize the dual analog stick controls on a first-person shooter. So Metroid Prime just feels dated in that case. And I'm very sad to find. So really, the second and third game also had those same controls.
Well, the second game does.
Oh no! I was hoping they fixed it by then.
No, the third game doesn't, but that's just because the whole Wii remote thing.
That I'm cool with.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can understand that because that had only one analog stick, but the other one was motion control, so that works. I can understand that, but 1 and 2, it just doesn't feel right. Like, I really thought it was an N64 game when I first played it, and that was the first game I ever bought on my GameCube.
That was too close.
And weird, another.
Oh! What just happened there?
Wait, what?
Oh,
what?
There's a.
You had time to daintily fall in midair,
and then collapse in midair in slow motion.
There is one other Nintendo game that not a lot of people know about. It's the first-person shooter on the GameCube. It's actually pretty good. And it had better, really good controls. And that was Geist. Not a lot of people know about that. It's a Nintendo property.
It's that paranormal game.
The cover looks like Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen, but it's actually a decent game. It's nothing spectacular, but it's pretty... Why did you kill 3PO?
Because he was going to sound the alarm off if I didn't.
Okay. But that game is actually pretty good, and that's a Nintendo game I'm surprised not a lot of people know about. Because it was one of those times where Nintendo was trying to make a new IP.
I'm warning you.
And maybe the reason why people didn't buy it is because it was rated M, and that was weird for Nintendo, I guess, but...
Yeah.
I think it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's actually a lot of Nintendo titles back in that time.
Like
new IPs
Eternal
even.
Darkness.
Eternal Darkness was actually really cool.
Yeah, I love the sanity effects in Eternal Darkness. When they bring, I keep hearing that they plan. Isn't it confirmed that they're bringing a virtual console to the Switch?
Yeah, they're bringing GameCube games to the Switch, apparently.
Eventually.
Yeah, because, like, if they ever do, I want them to bring Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem to the virtual console.
I'd rather just get a physical copy of it. I'm always into
Watch this.
I always love physical copies.
Whoa! Okay, that's cool.
Didn't Obi-Wan cut his arm off in episode 4? I think it's the same species.
Yeah, it's not the same guy, but it is the same
Then why
species.
is he wearing the same clothes?
I guess as a reference. Did you see him fall into that pipe?
I love that scream he did.
Oh no, I've ran out of force.
The Schwartz!
I thought there was no limit to the force, or...
The force is buckus! I got it in the Cracker Jacks box!
The, size matters not.
I got it in the Cracker Jack box!
But, ooh, another... I know that this might change the subject, but another one of my favorite Star Wars games is, fuck, I forgot the name of it.
And it's not your favorite.
Shut up! You're throwing me off! Jesus! But, it's not Super Star Wars, it's...
Super Return of the Jedi?
Nah. Whoa, I forgot the name.
Is it one of the 64 games?
Oh no, it was, oh my gosh, Shadows of the Empire, yeah.
I was thinking that that's the one you were talking about. I was like... I forgot the name of it too. I got confused with Dark Forces for a second.
Yeah, me too.
I was thinking, like, it's not Dark Forces. Dark Forces is only on, I think, computers and PlayStation.
Have you guys ever played the Old Republic, the RPG game?
Nope.
No. Ted, aka Knights 3.
Basically.
That is the closest thing that there's ever going to be to a Knights of the Old Republic 3. Because Knights of the Old Republic 2, blue!
Ow.
I disagree. I don't think that Knights of the Old Republic 2 was bad. Like, I liked the first game a lot more, but I enjoyed the hell out of the second game.
Did you go Sith or Jedi?
I went both. I played through that game like multiple fucking times when I was a kid.
Lovely. Yeah, I like that there's so, like, during the 6th generation, there were so many Star Wars games. Like, some games were only on GameCube, some were only on PlayStation, some were only on Xbox, and it was really cool. Like, as a Star Wars fan, no matter what console you had, you knew that you were going to get something. Like, while my brother's friends, they were playing Knights of the Old Republic, we were playing, like, Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter, that's another game I wanted to bring up, but I kept forgetting. I'll admit, the game's fun, but how should I say this?
If you're playing the emulated version, it's inferior. Are you playing the digital version?
Yeah, here's the thing. The PS3 version controls a lot better than the PS4 version. Like, the PS4 version is a clunky mess.
I can vouch for that. The PS2 or GameCube one is the best version. If you really want to play the game, and want the best experience, I say get a physical copy.
I mean,
and PS2 and GameCube one, they're almost identical in my opinion.
The PS2 classic version on the PS3 store, like, that's the closest you'll get to the PS2 perfect version, but I'd recommend staying away from the PS4 version.
Yeah, one thing I was always confused about was Star Wars Episode 1 Racer for the N64, which some people say was horrible, and others say is like one of the best racing games they've ever played.
I've played a little bit of it. I enjoyed it.
I've never played it, but I've heard from my brother. My brother used to play with his friends. Go to their house and play it. Because what in the world happened there?
He just force pushed it.
This happened.
It almost force pushed back at you.
Okay. Is it connected to No, it's.
I think it's just wonky collision detection.
Either that or it's.
I think it's got a hover thing on it.
Yeah, you're right. I noticed that. There's a little hover thing.
When I was like 3 years old, Episode 1, you may not believe this now, but it was huge. Like, every kid was like dressing up like Darth Maul for Christmas. everyone had Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber. Everyone was playing the PS1 games and N64 games. It was huge. Even I can vouch, I loved it when I was a kid. I absolutely loved it. My brother, he loved it. So did my sister. We watched it on VHS tape so many times that we burned the tape. We watched it that many times. I'm not even kidding.
You burn the tape?
Yeah, if you play VHS tape enough, it will burn. The tape will burn, and so it won't play anymore. Like the more you play a VHS tape, the more, because technically you can only watch VHS tape a certain amount of times. If you didn't know that, every time you play it, it gets a little worse.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. And we watched Phantom Menace so many times that it burned. It wasn't until years later we realized it sucked. I think around the time Episode 3 came out, that's when we came to conclude we realized it wasn't that good. And over the years we hated it more and more. Now I'm starting to appreciate it more and more. Because I'm realizing it does have good things about it. Attack of the Clones, in my opinion, is the worst one. Because that one had nothing really good about it. Nothing terrible, nothing good. But everyone was playing Star Wars Racer. And my brothers can vouch that said it was actually a great game. Him and his friends would play it all the time. So I was always confused by that. And especially confused that its sequel, Racer Revenge, wasn't on a Nintendo console. It was a PS2 exclusive.
I honestly didn't even know there was a sequel.
Yeah, Racer Revenge. You can find it anywhere. Hell, you can actually play it on the PS4.
There was another Star Wars game that was exclusive to the GameCube called Rogue Squadron, I think.
That's the one I was about to
Rogue
bring up,
2. Rogue Squadron 2. That was the Nintendo franchise. Like, the first one was only on S4, the second and third were on GameCube. And I heard those
Did you see that?
Yeah, there was like a weird graphical bug
Okay,
there.
his suit looks like it's made of mud. For a second there, it looked like it was made out of mud.
Probably just the shadow texture.
His shadow is on him.
You know, if this
His own shadow is on him.
If this was a cell shade...
No.
They really should have made the graphics cell shade.
Ow.
That actually just bonked you.
Did you just see that?
What?
I stuck my head into the doorway and I hurt myself. That's what caused the elevator to go down and open up again.
At least it didn't crush you. Look, his shadow is still on him.
Well, just imagine that.
Now it's not.
In Star Wars Episode 4, the garbage chute scene. Imagine trying to get crushed, but it just booped you just a little, then it just pushed back. No buttons needed to be pushed or anything. Their lives would have been saved. They didn't even need R2 to switch off the garbage crushing thing.
Trash compactor.
Trash compactor, yeah. I forgot the name for it. They fly really freaking far.
I realized something. There was a lot of liquid in that garbage chute. Do you think that's also where the stuff from the toilet goes?
I wouldn't be surprised.
So that means Luke was drowning in piss and shit.
So were the other members.
And Luke was actually dragged under. And that's another thing. Where did that creature come from? Did someone flush that down? The stormtrooper shit mutate into other organisms.
Oh, should have had that burrito. That's space burrito.
Oh god, it's moving! It's moving! Flush it! Flush it!
Oh no, it had Ethorian enzymes in it.
Oh no, it's Meg!
You just kind of look in there, is that space AIDS?
Oh god.
Oh god, what do you think Space AIDS is like?
I'm pretty sure it's the Blue Shadow Virus from Attack of the Clones. You remember that episode?
No.
It was that episode where it was this mad scientist dude on Naboo. The thing is, the Blue Shadow Virus was some sort of extinct disease, which, don't ask me how an extinct disease works, but he managed to gather enough DNA or so to bring the disease back. And the Blue Shadow Virus is so deadly that it could kill livestock so many people in under half an hour, I think.
That's scary.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that episode.
I haven't watched Attack of the Clones since I was in middle school. I think last time I watched it I was 14.
I'm so glad they're bringing that back, but it's only going to be available on Disney's stream service.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to buy the Netflix season and so they can put it on there. And there's going to be a lot of Star Wars shows on there. They said they were planning at least 2. What
Holy
the
shit!
fuck?
Force push that alien into another alien.
Or better yet, he just like frickin' Scooby-Doo'd himself to the side like pew.
Took it like a fucking champ. Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna use your fist versus a lightsaber. What wins? Oh no, it's Blair Witch. Standing in the corner like a Blair Witch movie.
And she's dead.
You just assumed her gender?
Yes, I did.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm the villain. Oh, you!
Hey, give that back! Oh!
Oh, Obi-Wan, that's your tricks again.
One thing that I will always be upset about is the fact that the Darth Maul spin-off game got cancelled, and I hope one day we see a revival of that.
It's not gonna happen.
Oh, that was weird.
What, the little clip that just
Yeah.
happened?
If they can't make I'm not saying this about EA, I'm saying this about game companies in general. Unless it's made by someone like off the top of my head, Naughty Dog. Unless they made it, it's gonna have microtransactions and all that stuff, and have useless online mode.
I thought the glass would break.
Even if EA doesn't make it, someone else does, they probably do the exact same thing. Because it's a Star Wars property, they know it would make money. And Disney would go out and say, okay!
I don't know, they got pretty mad at EA for that stuff.
That's because
did.
it resulted in poor pre-order sales.
Well, and bad press.
Yeah, that is true. Like, it's a shame because Battlefront 2 is actually a really good game, at least in my opinion.
When it's completed, it is.
I can't wait for the Clone Wars content to come out. I'm so excited for that because, like, my favorite character in the Clone Wars era is going to be playable, General Grievous.
I agree for whoever's to deal with him.
Oh, man. Props to that pun, by the way.
Oh god, I feel sick. I made a pun.
I'm trying to do that execution.
Is he kicking
There we go.
you? And he was kicking you and was winning.
I was waiting for my force meter to fill up because I wanted to do that cool execution on him.
Yeah, I realized something.
Oh, it's an Athorian. No, not an Athorian. A Quailish. Quailish.
They're killing a lot of bioorganisms. That's not the Jedi way.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
What a story.
What a story, Mark.
What a Star Wars story.
Oh yeah, the Star Wars Holiday Special. That George Lucas is personally ashamed of.
I'm ashamed that I watched it. He famously said, if I had a sledgehammer and all the time in the world, I would personally look for every copy and destroy it.
A Star Wars Christmas Holiday Special.
Not Christmas special, just a holiday special. Because what they celebrated was not Christmas. It was not Hanukkah. It was not even Kwanzaa. It was Life Day. They made up a holiday.
Well, you know, galaxy far, far away.
That makes sense. It's better than Flintstones where they have Christmas even though Jesus hasn't been born yet, apparently.
Yeah, that's a good point. By the way, check out these acrobatics.
What the heck happened there?
I'm more distracted by the low-res textures for the ground here.
When did this game come out?
2001.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad for the time. Maybe I feel like this.
Not.
I feel like this was initially going to be developed for the Dreamcast. I really think it was.
Yeah, it could be.
Because I know Xbox got a lot of stuff from the Dreamcast after it failed. Including the controller initially.
Yeah, because like if you notice on the top parts of the controller, it had like the same little slot things like what the Dreamcast had.
I'm going by the shape of the Dreamcast controller compared to the new controller. It's practically almost identical. So I'm truly believing that this was a Dreamcast game.
Well, the reason for all that is because Microsoft actually helped Sega in the development of the Dreamcast.
A lot of people say they helped it fail, so they can make a new one. That's more of a rumor, but I don't really believe it too much.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing on that.
I think they were there they felt that they were there to pick up the pieces.